I woke to what I thought was warm water. It wasn't. It was my own blood. The porcelain floor gleamed red beneath me, curling toward the drain like molten silk. My chest burned with each ragged breath. The knife had struck over a dozen times. 17, I would later learn. Each puncture marked by a gasp, uneven and wet. She stood above me, my wife, phone in hand, grinning. "Smile," she whispered, and the flash shattered the air. The man beside her laughed, too relaxed for what they had done. "Should have knocked," he said. They left, leaving the lights on. I heard their steps fade, the door's echo lingering, then silence. I tried to move. My fingers brushed the phone under the cabinet. One number. The only number. My brother answered instantly. "Black them out," I croaked, my words thick with blood. "No traces. Make them disappear." Then the phone slipped from my grip. Darkness swallowed me. The hospital claimed I was lucky. I didn't feel it. They called it a break-in. I said nothing. On television she wept, grand tears well rehearsed. She begged for justice, called me her beloved husband, portrayed herself as the grieving widow. The cameras loved her performance. I almost admired it. Almost. My brother visited that night. He didn't speak at first, just studied the tubes, the stitches, the scars that would never vanish. "You sure?" he finally asked. I nodded. "Good. Clean work," he said. Silence filled the room, heavier than any words. I didn't return home. Not yet. A small apartment downtown became my refuge, cash only, hidden. I watched her life from a distance. Morning jogs, social obligations, hand-in-hand moments with him at the very motel where they had plotted my end. Every motion predictable. Every lie rehearsed. I didn't call my brother again. I didn't need to. The same black SUV often waited across the street. No plates, tinted windows, a silent message. Nights were spent awake, listening to the city's hum. My wounds healed, burned, and itched, but the memory pulsed beneath my skin. The fool in the bathtub. The man who trusted a monster. It happened on a Thursday. I was reading when the call came. "Done," my brother said, voice heavy, carrying the weight of finality. That evening, I drove to the lake where we once took photos. The wind was biting, the water a black mirror. I tossed her wedding band first. It vanished without a ripple. Then the phone, the one she had used to film me bleeding, followed. One last image remained, me broken and exposed, her shadow over me. I erased it slowly. One press. One erasure. Then silence. "Gone," I whispered, and for the first time it felt real. The papers called it a double disappearance. No witnesses, no evidence, nothing but absence. Friends checked in, assumed grief. I smiled politely, knowing the tide had already turned. A week later, my brother returned, wordless. He left a small black drive on the table. "Just in case," he said. I never opened it. Some truths don't need to be seen. I poured a drink, stared at the wall for hours. The quiet weighed more than any scream. 6 months have passed. The scars have faded to pale reminders. My pulse is calm. My hands no longer tremble. Sometimes I smell the bleach from that night. Sometimes her face flickers in reflections not my own. But mostly there is peace. People say revenge never heals. They're wrong. It restores balance. Now, when I look in the mirror, I see not a victim, but a man who finished what had been started.